The ultimate in side dishes, this scalloped potato recipe is so simple to make, you'll never buy it in a box again. Hey everybody, I'm Kelly with the Suburban Soapbox, and today we are making one of my favorite nostalgic side dishes, scalloped potatoes. They are super creamy and potatoes are baked till tender. It is the most wonderful, cozy meal ever. So to make your scalloped potatoes, you're just going to need, obviously, potatoes. I like to use a Yukon Gold or something that's like not too starchy. Russets will work in a pinch, but they actually will break down a little bit more than something that's like slightly waxy, starchy potato. So Yukon Golds are always your best bet here. You're also going to need some low-fat milk or half and half, some flour, butter, garlic, salt and pepper. And although scalloped potatoes generally are made without cheese, I like to sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese right on top just for that golden salty hit. It is fantastic, but you don't need to use the cheese in this recipe. So if you're wondering what the difference is between scalloped potatoes and potatoes au gratin, potatoes au gratin is made with cheese. So the sauce has cheese in it, you can put cheese on top, so it's generally more of a rich potato dish than scalloped potatoes. Scalloped potatoes are traditionally just baked in a creamy sauce with no cheese. And I know I said no cheese and we're putting Parmesan on it, but that's just personal preference. You can always leave the cheese out. And I actually like to use leftover ham sometimes and mix it into the scalloped potatoes, so that's always a good option. You can really mix this recipe up pretty much any way you want. You can add sauteed onions, you can add peas. It's actually a limitless way to mix up your potato repertoire. So to make our scalloped potatoes, we're gonna go over to the stovetop and make the cream sauce. To make our cream sauce, we're going to add the butter to a saucepan. You're gonna melt the butter over low heat and then whisk in the garlic and cook the garlic for just about 1 minute. Add the cornstarch, the salt, and the pepper, and we're gonna whisk this all until it's smooth. You wanna keep whisking the whole time until you have no more lumps in that cornstarch. Slowly add the milk to the cornstarch mixture and bring it to a boil. Cook the sauce, stirring constantly until thickened, approximately 2 to 3 minutes. And now I'm gonna take this back over to the countertop and we'll finish it there. All right, our cream sauce is all ready, so we're just going to mix in our potatoes. And I just do it directly in the pot because who likes a lot of dishes? But you could also like pour it in the bowl and mix them together that way. I'm just gonna throw a few potatoes in here and stir it together. So you want them all coated, and you know, potatoes will stick together if they're sliced, so it's better to do it this way and make sure you get them all separated so they all get a little bit of sauce on each of them. We'll add some more. Probably would have been easier to do it in the bowl, but we're already down this road, so just keep going with it. And just make sure your potatoes, when you slice them, they're about 1/4 inch thick. Any thicker, they're gonna take like a really long time to bake. And this already takes about an hour to bake, so you wanna make sure everything is uniform, so it's all cooking at the same speed. You don't have any raw potatoes and then like overcooked potatoes in there. So now we're just gonna take our baking dish and you wanna coat this with some cooking spray or butter or something because you don't want all of that to stick to the edges and you want your potatoes to be able to be scooped out easily. Just coat that with cooking spray and then we're just gonna put our potatoes in the dish. So you can stand them up, you can layer them however you want. And then just try to make sure it's in an even layer. And then whatever sauce is left on the bottom, we're just gonna scrape that up and pour it on top. So just scoop it out on top, spread it around. All of that sauce is flavor. So you don't wanna leave any of it behind. And then we're just gonna sprinkle the top with some of this Parmesan cheese. And again, this step is optional. If you don't want to add cheese, you can definitely leave this off. And make sure it's evenly coated And then I'm gonna cover it with foil and pop it in the oven. You wanna bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And then you're gonna uncover and bake it for another 30 minutes until it's bubbling and golden brown and perfect. So our scalloped potatoes are finished and they're creamy and the cheese is melted. It's golden and gorgeous and it smells so fragrant. You can smell that garlic. I cannot wait to take a bite. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. And it's tender and you have that sharpness of the cheese. You can taste that garlic. It's not overpowering at all, so don't skip that. It is the perfect classic side dish for anything. If you like this recipe, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. For more easy recipes, visit thesuburbansoapbox.com. Thanks again.